Good day, everyone. My name is Deanne, Iris, and Lorenzo from BT1B, and my topic for today is about HTML or the Hypertext Markup Language. HTML, the Hypertext Markup Language, is a language made up of elements in which can be applied to pieces of text to give them different meaning in a document and embed content such as images and videos in a page. It is a markup language that defines the structure of your content. HTML uses markup to annotate text, images, and other content for display in a web browser. HTML markup includes special elements, which is a part of a web page that includes an opening tag with some attributes, enclosed text content, and a closing tag. Brief history. In 1990, as part of his vision of the web, Tim Berners-Lee defined the concept of hypertext, which Berners-Lee formalized the following year through a markup mainly based on HTML. The IETF began formally specifying HTML in 1993, and after several drafts, released version 2.0 in 1995. In 1994, Berners-Lee founded the W3C to develop the web. In 1996, the W3C took over the HTML work and published the HTML 3.2 recommendation a year later. HTML 4.0 was released in 1999 and became an ISO standard in 2000. At that time, the W3C nearly abandoned HTML in favor of XHTML, prompting the founding of an independent group called WHATWG in 2004. Work on HTML continued. The two organizations released the first draft of HTML5 in 2008 and unofficial standard in 2014. The term HTML5 is just a buzzword referring to modern web technologies which are part of the HTML living standard. HTML versions. The following is a list of HTML versions and the years they were created. Several iterations of each version have been released over time. This list aims to focus on significant iterations. HTML 1.0, released in 1992, had very limited capability and around 20 elements. HTML 2.0, released in 1995, began to incorporate elements relating to math functions. HTML 3.2, released in 1996, dropped the math function initiative altogether and fixed overlap between various proprietary extensions. HTML 4.0, released in 1997, offered three variations which differed in the number of deprecated elements that were allowed. HTML 4.01, released in 1999, largely the same as 4.0. HTML5, released in 2014, came after a long break in updates because the organization that developed it, the W3C, was focusing on another parallel language called XHTML. HTML 5.1, released in 2016, aimed to more easily accommodate various types of media embedding with new tags. HTML 5.2, released in 2017, aimed to be equally understandable by humans and computers. And HTML 5.3, yet to be released, W3C is collaborating with WHATWG on a new version. Elements is a part of a web page that includes an opening tag with some attributes, includes text content, and a closing tag. The main parts of our element are as follows. Number 1. The opening tag. This consists of the name of the element wrapped in opening and closing angled brackets. This states where the element begins or starts to take effect. In this case, where the paragraph begins. Number 2. The closing tag. This is the same as the opening tag, except that it includes a forward slash before the element name. This states where the element ends, in this case where the paragraph ends. Failing to add a closing tag is one of the standard beginner errors and can lead to strange results. Number 3, the content. This is the content of the element, which in this case is just text. Number 4, the element. The opening tag, the closing tag, and the content together comprise the element. Elements can also have attributes that look like the following. Attributes contain extra information about the element that you don't want to appear in the actual content. Here, class is the attribute name and editor. Note is the attribute value. Attributes that set a value always have: number 1, a space between and the element name. Number 2, the attribute name followed by an equal sign. And number 3, the attribute value wrapped by opening and closing quotation marks. Nesting elements. You can put elements inside other elements too. This is called nesting. If we wanted to state that our cat is very grumpy, we could wrap the word very in a strong element, which means that the word is to be strongly emphasized. Void element. A void element is an element in HTML that cannot have any child nodes. Void elements only have a start tag, and tags must be specified for void elements. Advantages of HTML. HTML is browser friendly. HTML upholds a heap of programs like Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, Opera, and so on. This makes HTML very program amicable because of its quality among the top current programs. Allowed to utilize. Since HTML is open source, it's allowed to utilize. It's an incredible benefit for organizations and people, the same as there is no compelling reason to buy the additional products for composing HTML code as it were. Simple to learn. HTML is the fundamental reinforcement of web advancement. It is so natural to discover that school understudies can likewise utilize HTML to make their own fundamental site with pictures and tones. Basic design. HTML is a basic language and has a proper construction with predefined labels and traits. Along these lines, in the event that you practice routinely, you'll become accustomed to the straightforward HTML structure and will actually want to compose HTML code without any problem. Lightweight and quick. HTML is a lightweight markup language. It saves time for the clients by decreasing stacking time. Utilization of formats. HTML permits the utilization of formats for developers. In this way, it makes the errand of the web engineers significantly simpler by diminishing the time taken to compose the plan codes. Information stockpiling. HTML upholds data storage. HTML web stockpiling gives two items to put away information. They are as per the following: window.session storage. This stores the information for one meeting. Window.localstorage. This stores the information with no termination date. Disadvantages of HTML. Static language. HTML is a static language. This implies that the HTML website pages will continue as before until somebody transforms them physically. Likewise, it doesn't uphold dynamic results. Invest in some opportunity to design. For engineers, now is the ideal time consuming to keep up with the shading plan of pages and configuration tables, records, and structures utilizing HTML as it were. Restricted security. Security is the need for everybody, yet on account of HTML, there's one significant downside. It offers restricted security highlights. Extensive code. In any event, for basic website pages, a great deal of code should be composed. Likewise, extensive code produces intricacy for the improvement group. To beat this issue, we can involve layouts for fundamental pages. Reliance issue. The developer isn't the creator of HTML. Along these lines, there exists a reliance on the creator of the language for this situation. It is HTML in this way. They need to change and adhere to the language structure and labels in any event when they try to avoid the specific show of composing. HTML is so important. HTML is the most important language in the World Wide Web. Every page on the web has some HTML inside it. You cannot escape HTML when it comes to the web. Some might not consider it as an actual programming language because it is a markup language, but it is very important for websites and web applications. Is knowing HTML useful? HTML is useful for any computer geek. Apart from that, anyone can learn it is super easy. If you are going to be a web developer, then HTML is the first language you will learn. If you are looking forward to a career in the web development industry, then the first step is learning this language along with CSS, JavaScript, Bootstrap, and etc. Learning how to code allows you to bring out your personality on your own website, enables you to stand out from the crowd, contribute to projects better, helps you understand and explore other languages, and provides you with an opportunity to transition into a different career. And that's all for my topic about HTML or the hypertext markup language. Thank you for watching.